David eventually managed to coax Sophie out of the room. The moment she was gone, he leaned in and whispered, "Naomi, don't mention the remarriage to Sophie yet. I'm worried she's too fragile to handle it right now. When the timing is right, I'll introduce her to her new mom." Sophie, blissfully unaware, was currently in the hallway celebrating her victory. She had pulled our wedding photo off the wall and was jumping on my face in the picture, her heels puncturing the glass. Yes, I finally won. The rival is gone. Watching her, I felt a profound sense of detachment. It wasn't just heartbreak anymore. It was pity. I wondered if she'd still be smiling when she realized she was about to face a brand new rival, one who didn't share my maternal instinct. Sophie caught me looking. She laughed, a shrill mocking sound. "Are you jealous? Naomi, from today on, Daddy is all mine." I didn't say a word. I walked into the bedroom and began packing. Since I had opted for a cash settlement instead of the house, and because David was terrified I'd change my mind during the mandatory 30-day cooling-off period required by our state's laws, we had an agreement. I would stay in the guest room for the month while I finalized my new apartment. When Sophie saw me moving my things into the small room instead of leaving the house entirely, she flipped. "Why aren't you taking your suitcases out? Are you trying to stay here and rot?" she screamed. "You shameless bitch, I knew you wouldn't give up that easily." She began grabbing my clothes and throwing them into the kitchen trash can. Then she ran to David sobbing. "Daddy, why is she still here? I hate her. Make her leave." David tried to explain the legal cooling off period, but she wouldn't hear it. "I came out of her stomach, Daddy. I know her better than anyone," Sophie hissed. "She's trying to stay here to seduce you. She's playing hard to get so you'll take her back. She doesn't want the divorce, she's just tricking you." Even with the papers signed, her hostility had only intensified. The quiet moment. I needed to process my grief was shattered by her screeching. I had reached my limit. I stepped forward and slapped her hard. "Shut up," I said, my voice low and dangerous. "You don't get to call me mom anymore, and you sure as hell don't get to talk to me like that. We are almost strangers, Sophie. Don't expect me to tolerate your bullshit for 1 second longer." In my previous life, I had worshipped her. Even when she was at her worst, I couldn't bring myself to be firm. Sophie had never seen this version of me. She went pale, then burst into a theatrical wail, burying her face in David's chest. "See, Daddy? The mask finally slipped. This is how she treats me when you're not looking. She's always been jealous of us. She abuses me because she can't stand how much you love me." This wasn't new. Since she was 4, she had been a master of the smear campaign, weaving elaborate lies to turn David against me. In her narrative, I was a violent, unstable shrew, and David always believed her. "She's just a child, Naomi. Why would she lie about something like that?" Back then, I couldn't believe my own daughter was competing with me for her father's heart. By the time I accepted the truth, it was too late. Looking at her now, I just smirked. "You're 10 years old, Sophie, and you're already a better actress than anyone in Hollywood. Save your breath. Fighting me is a waste of time. You should worry about your dad's." Before I could finish, David grabbed my arm and dragged me toward the hallway. "Naomi, what are you doing? I told you to keep the remarriage a secret." To keep following the story, head to my homepage for the rest. Don't miss out.